I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Okay, back for, what is this, round 3 or 4 of Supersonic. So I made a post regarding my overvoltage issue, and I got a lot of different suggestions. Too many to name. Well, I don't know. There's like grounding issues, capacitor, bridge rectifier, repinning connectors. There was more, I forgot them all. But one of the more prominent suggestions by a couple people, the one that stood out the most as more likely to solve my issue than any of the others. Well, quick side note, I did bring a different solenoid driver board just to test the theory that the solenoid driver could be at fault. I did bring my repinning connectors if I need to do any repinning. But, so Dave from Altek has told a couple people on a couple different occasions that it's some sort of design flaw, I guess you could say, with the board, with this intermittent overvoltage issue, and that the solution, however weird it sounds, is to remove this chip, which apparently is a overvoltage protection chip. You know, it's responsible for doing the overvoltage thing. So we're going to remove it and see if that solves the problem. It is weird that the same issue is basically happening on that other Altek board, but maybe I just need to remove that chip too. So it could be as simple as that. So I'm going to try that. Oh, as per the weird red wire hack issue that I thought was relating to the LED flickering, turns out it is not related to that at all, because like I said in the previous video, these red and white wires, sorry, green and white wires, are for the general illumination. In order to do the anti-flicker thing, when you add that jumper from, say, your Siegecraft adapters on the lamp driver board, there's a little wire, and you clip it onto the back box. That jumper goes to the controlled lamps. The controlled lamps are, I believe, any lamp that has colored wire on it. So this guy, this, and this, and this. Any lamp that has two of these ground braid wires, general illumination. And that's what our green and white wires were for. Where did they go? So bottom line is that whatever reason this was done, we'll never know. They're trying to fix a general illumination issue. And I don't have any general illumination issues. So problem is resolved. Cut the wire and take it away. Done. So hopefully this is all that's left for my troubleshooting of these boards. And then we can actually get on to doing a few miscellaneous things on the Playfield. So let's take out this chip and see what happens. All right, I got it loosened up. Pull that out of there. Notch goes on the top if I want to stick it back in. You know, like I said, someone did mention ground being an issue, so maybe I really should just stick my screw back in there, because this board will probably be happier that I did that. So I'll tighten that up and then power this thing on. Okay, there we go. Oh, do I have this thing unplugged? I do. I accidentally unplugged it. I was thinking I was unplugging Solaride, which I just sold, by the way, like 10 minutes ago, so that's always cool. Move that down the road. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Power bar must have turned off. Oh, no, it's unplugged. over at this end because it was in the way of the cart. Where is the other end of this? Got electrical cord shenanigans going on here. Try and do this with one foot and one hand. Okay. No more suspense. We've got power. Got the switch on. Here we go. Come on. No over voltage. Say that 3 times fast. Over voltage, over voltage, over voltage. Okay, it's not that bad. Well, that's a good start. But I will only know if that is a permanent solution after a bunch of play testing and stuff. So, well, we can also try and power it off and on a couple times just to see. But I don't want to get my hopes up. Done that way too many times when you think you've got something fixed. So I will just do some more testing before I start feeling confident and happy in this potential resolution. So I'll move on to some other things in the meanwhile. Okay, I played a couple test games. Everything seems to be working, but let's go through everything by hand and see if everything actually works. Let's try the saucer, drop targets, rebound switch. That's all good. Try these rollovers. Nice. All the in and out lanes. Okay, so here, check out this gate. I'll show you what I mean about it being sticky. See that? So if you're playing in a tournament and that's happening, like on Bally Kiss, for example, you can use the flipper to get it back up. But actually, you don't really want to do that. That's weird. Maybe in the case of Kiss or something, once you enable the gate, it wouldn't close. I don't know. And you would have to flick the flipper to vibrate it to the position that you wanted it to so that the ball would actually save you. So it's kind of reverse in this case. If it's stuck that way, you almost don't want to flip the flipper and then try and get a freebie out of it. So there's a different strategy altogether. Okay, let's try these guys. Spinner. Spins pretty good. I like it. This target. I'm pretty sure I noticed this target wasn't working. Oh. Couple rollovers need to be adjusted. All of them. I'll adjust and clean all those and see what's going on with that. And slings. Oh, wait. That top sling needs to be adjusted. But those are working otherwise. So I think that's enough on the to-do list for now. I'm going to go address those things. Okay, I've got all these switches adjusted and cleaned, a little sandpaper. And the trick about your switch tool adjuster is to have a variety of them. I've got more at home. They've got different bends, different angles. Sometimes they're straight on like that. Really helps you get into all these awkward places because there's a lamp in the way of every single one of these. And so you just need the right switch adjuster tool for the job. So get yourself several of these at all different angles and it will make your life a little easier. So this switch in the middle that's not working, I'm thinking that this diode that they added, I don't think that's wired right. According to like another switch here, and this is a different kind of switch, but we got one end, banded side, on the free leg, and then the other end on the side lug. So here's the one on the free leg because there's no wires going to it. But this is not going to the side lug. This is going to the bottom lug. So I think maybe I need to move that over to there, possibly. But I did adjust and clean it. It might have been just stuck closed, but I don't think so. And actually I didn't clean it yet. It can't reach from under here. So I do have to clean it from the top side. But we'll see if somebody replaced that diode and just wired it up incorrectly. Another handy tool, this little file that I paid 89 cents for. This is good for cleaning your high voltage switch contacts, like your cabinet switches and stroke switches. Anyway, I'm going to squeeze this together, drag that file through a couple times, adjust the opening here. I'll clean both while I'm at it. They're a little bit far apart, so I'm going to make them a little more sensitive. Oh, look, my head popped off. Stick that back on there. Oh, that's the wrong way. Like so. So this might have been a replacement head and usually has a little roll pin in there. But what Steve Young from Pinball Resource told me once upon a time, it's like, don't worry about trying to jam another roll pin in there. Just take a little bit of wire, stick it through the opening, and see this hole here, and then through the hole on the side, twist the wire together, and that is sufficient. So that's straight from Steve Young at Pinball Resource. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll just find a bit of wire, twist that together, deal with these switches, and then that'll be that. I noticed this bulb was a little bit flaky too, so I don't have my Dremel with me, I don't think. If I do, then I will clean that socket as well. This is the old Playfield graveyard, and I stole a socket from here for Supersonic. I don't know if I showed you that, and it didn't work, so I don't think it was a socket, but look, I can repurpose this bit of wire now for the slingshot. All right, just like that, twist that guy on. I probably should grab my, do I have my bigger side cutters? No. I do not. Dremel? No, didn't bring that either. I need 2 complete sets of tools to do garage work, but this should do the trick here. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, so switches are a lot closer and they're cleaned up. My head is on straight, and forgot to check this bulb. It doesn't want to come out. It's fighting with me. So I think I need to deal with this guy before I put everything together. All right, let's see if I can knock off some of the stuff off of the to-do list. Nice. Beauty. Yeah, all right, those guys are all good. Bottom sling, top sling, test with a ball. Ah, beautiful. Okay, I don't think this is gonna work, but I didn't even clean it, but it's definitely not closed. Yeah, I think that is a wiring issue, so let's investigate. All right, you want to do this live for fun and with the game on? All right, here we go. Let's snip this guy. I can't even be sure that this diode is facing the right way because is there a band on it? You see a band? Let's try and find out. That is the weirdest diode I've ever seen. You know what? I'm probably more inclined to steal a diode from the old Playfield's parts graveyard than use this thing. But what happens if we touch this? Okay, I'll hold that on there, like so. It's kind of touching. Now I'll activate the switch. Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a proper diode. Hold on. Having 2 hands is advantageous sometimes. Okay, watch this. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Just gotta make better contact there. How about that? Ah, hear that? Can you see? So I can just solder that on and knock that off the to-do list. And for that, boom, this handy dandy portable soldering iron will be heated up and ready to go in about 10 seconds. All right, that is soldered on. Should be good to go. Here's the lamp socket that I replaced right here. But that didn't solve the problem. But you know what? Might be helpful if I resolder that. Let's turn on my soldering iron. So that is probably not the issue. And you know, the socket is also 40 years old, so it might not have been a good socket. But I do know what pin this is on the lamp driver board, so I can redo the pin on that and then rule that out. So it shouldn't be the lamp driver for sure. And then if I repin it and it still doesn't work, then we know that it's got to be the socket. And I tested the bulb. It's not the bulb. So I'll be back. Okay, that's soldered on. Let's throw it in lamp test and see. No, okay. I'm going to repin the connector then. Connector J3, pin 10, starting from the bottom, is a gray red wire. Was that the wire I just soldered? Was it the same color? Probably. But there's my new pin. Nice and shiny. Let's get that in there. Ooh. There we go. Check it out. You can see which one it is, just barely. But these connectors, these terminals, they don't seem too bad, so this doesn't do it. Then I'm gonna have to blame my 40-year-old socket. Okay, here we go. Come on, baby, work. No, it didn't. Okay, I tested the LED just to be safe. It's fine. Although, kind of looks like someone added solder to the bottom of it. They were having problems with this bulb, obviously. So just cut a little jumper wire out of the parts Playfield zone. And if I jumper to the adjacent socket, it works. So my SCR is good, my connector's good, my terminal's good, my wiring's good. It's the stupid socket. So I'll try a different one. Well, I'm happy to report that in all of my testing, troubleshooting of various things and turning the machine on and off a bunch, overvoltage issue has not reared its ugly head. All right, lamp test. I didn't wire this up yet. I just wanted to see if it actually works before I go ahead and wire it. And it does not work. Why aren't you working? What am I doing wrong here? See if I can jumper this again. Jumpering works. So wait a minute. Oh, that means that, hold on a minute. That means that the socket was good, so I just changed that unnecessarily. And maybe it is the SCR, although this board should be 100%, so that's why I'm not blaming the SCR. But it kind of appears to be the case at this point, doesn't it? Ain't that a bitch? Because this is a different lamp driver board that came with the machine. Obviously they added solder to this LED to try and resolve an issue with this specific bulb on the old lamp driver. And the new lamp driver that's supposed to be working 100% might have an issue with the exact same SCR? That would be amazing if that is actually true. But I guess I might have to bring the board home and replace the SCR if I don't resolve this in short order. Plus it's getting freaking hot in here.